The following Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast is based on real events from the history of American crime. Some of this imagery might be upsetting. Listener discretion is advised.
Infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power. Infinite power.
Us plan something?
This is historically not a group that, although without Alos here tonight, maybe trouble seems to follow that boy wherever he goes. You know, just something about it.
I wonder what's going on there. Wonder what that deal is.
Yeah. What sort of shenanigans could Alos have been gotten up to? Okay, so we are recording another session of the Strength Check podcast. Still deep into 2020. Hopefully the world is still going on. When we last left our party, they had left the Diamond Mine, having been given a quest, having made a deal with a demigod named Shay, the proprietor / inhabitant of the Diamond Mine. Shay made a deal with Percy Grits, who she perceived to have been in charge. Dak and Nim and Alos, promising them each different things in exchange for going down into a warren to retrieve a key of hers that was stolen by a gang of nefarious thieving skeletons. And so we left the party there. Solar had, similar to a mentor of mine, Dr. Emmett L. Brown, had one shot of whiskey and passed out. We last saw him getting carried out by the Warforged pit bosses in the Diamond Mine. Zafira had missed this entire adventure, I believe, because she was preparing. I think she needed some air. Number one, following everything that happened in the back room at Death by Chocolate, needed to get away from Barnabas for a minute. And, you know, we can understand. Barnabas is one of those guys who is great in small doses, right?
Yep.
And was preparing for this book signing that's supposed to be happening at Death by Chocolate with Miriam Grattain. We decided that the assembled party, is going to meet back up at Death by Chocolate in preparation for this mission down into the underneath, into this skeleton-infested warren to retrieve Shay's key. As you are going back to Death by Chocolate, if there's any kind of additional preparation that you feel you need to partake in, please do so. You would also notice that Alos, as you're walking, Alos is kind of just like he's there 1 second, and then kind of like that feeling of I don't know, like you thought he was just there, but then maybe he's over there now, but now you've lost Alos. He's disappeared.
Disappeared to go see Hamilton.
Burn.
So we all notice. Excuse me. We all notice him leave.
I don't.
Just there and then gone.
Yeah, you would notice that he's gone. You wouldn't notice him leave.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say that he sneaks away. Whether or not he's doing like a cartoonish tiptoe out of there, I leave that to your imaginations. But he has snuck off.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, well, Percy's already pissed at him, so he doesn't really.
Okay.
Just kind of lets it happen. He'll deal with him later.
Yep.
Because he's making a mental list.
Making a list? Uh-oh.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Nim's a little confused. Because Alos did come up to him and tell him that something's going on, and then now he's gone. So it's like he just recruited me into something, and now he's just split.
Yeah, so Alos, in the short time that you've known him, he does have a tendency to do this. He's kinda shady, I think is safe to say. A little squirrely sometimes. Right? He's hard. The guy's hard to pin down.
Man, I don't know how him and Nim get along, honestly. Couldn't be more opposite.
Yeah, well, I think there are a lot of questions there that people have. So, do you guys want to do anything in terms of preparation, or do you want to try to catch Zafira up on this? See if she wants to go for a walk, or what do you want to do?
Well, let's. I say we head back to Death by Chocolate to reconvene and just get our plan of attack
Okay.
straight before we head on over.
Okay. So the bakery is just a few blocks away. Short walk. You weren't in the casino for more than a few hours. I think you went over mid-afternoon, but I mean, there's no real time in Backfire. So certainly enough time for Zafira to have finished whatever errands she had set off to do. So you guys arrive back at the bakery. You have a now kind of hungover Solar with you. I should also point out.
Quasi hungover.
Yeah, and if you want to, we could still play it like he's passed out. And if you wanna come up with some sort of hot sauce and wasabi
just get him a cup of black coffee.
Are we weekend at Bernie's? Are we doing that with him?
You just put a funnel. Just get a funnel in him.
Oh no!
I like that better.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
I know what to do. Let's get him back in.
I got sick specifically to role play in this current situation. Ready to go.
Outstanding.
Let's get him back to the bakery. I have an idea.
Okay. All right. So there would have to be a little bit of weekend at Bernie'sing, I think, a little bit, just to avoid drawing any suspicion, because otherwise you'd be dragging an unconscious city guard through the street, which even a place like this would draw a little bit of
shady.
Yeah, even your badges notwithstanding. Well, no, Alos had the official badge, and he's gone. Nim's got Joey Greenhorn's ID. poor Joey Greenhorn.
I got his badge.
Still, without raising any kind of suspicions, you may want to just for fun. How's about we make a roll of some sort to see how well we're able to smuggle the drunk and passed out cop back to the bakery.
That's not a sentence I ever thought I'd hear.
It's as well.
But that's D&D for
That's
ya.
D&D.
But I'm glad I heard it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 17.
All right.
I got a little.
Okay. Well, we'll call those charisma or performance checks. Either way, good enough. So you guys are able to get him back there, okay, without any kind of issue. You get back in, and it's only been a couple of hours. You guys left the place. You left things with Barnabas in a pretty tense situation. with the whole investigation that Solar was leading, and Barnabas was pushed to his limits with this, and so he sees all of you come back in, and you were carrying the unconscious Solar with you, and Barnabas is just like, and busies himself and walks back into the kitchen.
I feel like Zafira seeing you all walk through the door would be like, it's like, I imagine you guys just have looks on your faces. She's just like, what did you do now? What? Let's close the shop. Close the shop for a few hours.
Yeah, Barnabas, I think we could time it such that he goes through the door and like the door is still swinging, and then you're like groan and you say like, oh, like we have to close the shop, and just as the door swings back the other way, he's coming back out. He probably he's like got a hat he's put on.
Like a fedora or like
It's totally a fedora.
It's a fedora. Oh yeah. Yep.
outstanding.
Yep.
Wow, Death by Chocolate fedora.
Yep.
Branded?
Yeah.
It's like the little steak and shake hats, but cooler. Okay.
Yep. He needs something in the hat band. I don't know what it would be.
Death by Chocolate. It's branded. It's gift shop.
It's
in
a
the gift.
feather, but with like Death by Chocolate.
Oh, it's totally a feather. Yup.
And he's got buttons too.
It is the most ostentatious feather you can think of.
It's like
It's a peacock feather.
I was gonna say like a giant ostrich feather.
Dying to look like a peacock feather.
So maybe it's more like a pirate hat. I don't know.
But it works.
Yeah, it works for him. Maybe he's got another job to go to. I don't know.
He works at another team director up.
Yeah, he said, Backfire's probably got, and actually, it would have a very lively cabaret scene. And who would be a mainstay is Barnabas. Barnabas would be 1,000,000,000%.
I'd like to pursue this plot line, please.
Another time.
It's a good one-shot idea.
So, Barnabas, oh man. Barnabas, he leaves, he takes the open sign, turns it to close. He probably gives like a very dramatic bow on his way out, and exit Barnabas. Yep.
And scene.
Yep. the Backfire Cabaret one shot.
I love to hear.
Man, it's.
Zafira just looks like at one point in time she was very bothered by this, but she's just numb to it now.
Oh yeah.
She's just so normal. She just doesn't even register it as a thing.
I imagine it's like
Barnabas.
it's like adopting a cat and trying to learn about the cat's personality, right?
Yep. Barnabas is a cat confirmed.
Yep. Yep. And maybe, I was gonna say maybe we should retcon and make him a tabaxi.
Oh yes.
That makes the feather even better.
No, he's just had a glamour on the whole time. We ended up catching him.
The feather wasn't an ostrich feather; it was an Aarakocra feather.
Got him.
Oh.
We live in a society.
Oh man. Okay, so you've got unconscious cop, and a mission. So, what is your plan? What is your plan to revive Solar?
Okay. Percy just kind of looks at Severe and goes, Do we have any more of that Braincake?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
Well, we need this cop to stop harassing us so we can go kill stuff at the Warrens. But
Oh
we can't
no!
really blackmail a cop.
Oh no!
When do I get to react?
I know
I don't
what.
like what's happening. I don't like we're condoning this action.
Nim literally just spit out whatever he was drinking. Like,
I'm just gonna go. I'm just
just
gonna.
words that he's not used to people saying out loud, like murder.
What?
This is.
What are
And
you?
H12
Is there
deputies.
any kind of like liqueur, like baking
Yeah.
liqueur, or
Yeah,
anything? I'm just
here,
gonna.
here. Zephyr just hands it over. Like a whole bottle.
I rolled the
Zach
second.
just pours it into his black coffee. Shake his head.
Percy's got this whole plan in his head. He's like, no, like, listen, I think if we trick him into thinking that he's a zombie and he's enthralling us and making me the Braincake, then we're all in the clear.
First off, that is a horrible idea. Secondly, you need to find something better to get us out of this mess. Because we gotta bring him along.
Percy had been formulating this plan the entire walk back. He's
right.
like, so we take the Braincake, right? And then we gotta be like, okay, so we get a couple of bottles of stuff and just like, and get some blood. Should we use like our own blood or like, we get some blood? But maybe.
He went full Charlie Kelly on this one. And, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that you wanted to try to convince Solar that he had killed somebody.
Right.
What else is new?
That's what I thought.
Definitely happened.
Like,
Sorry,
you're in it now, man.
2 days away from retirement. 2 days.
Yep.
I thought we were gonna smear brains on him, and then
Yep.
I can't even. You blacked out. We couldn't stop.
Yeah. You drunk.
Well, we can still do that.
That's a way better plan than what I had.
If somebody wants to suggest that officially, by all means, go right ahead.
No, I don't feel like you should be. Why don't you just try talking to him when he wakes up?
No, never.
If Percy just goes, you can do that?
That's a novel idea.
Yeah.
We should just talk it out.
Never see it coming.
Tom,
Plot twist.
Tom, please make a con save just to see how Solar is doing.
17.
17. Okay, so Solar is starting to. I think all of the commotion and the yelling about brains probably rattles something in him and starts to snap him. Maybe not all the way awake, but he's starting to come to. So maybe you revive Solar just by being loud.
That's pretty good.
That's my action.
Okay.
That's my action.
Yep.
Vomit as a bonus action.
Yep. Wheezing and retching is a free action.
It might actually be free action, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Can I cry as a free action?
You can.
You can cry at any time.
Yep. Oh, yeah. All right, so what do you want to do?
My character's not conscious enough to know what's happening, so I'm doing that.
Yep.
Who's gonna talk to him? I barely know what's going on.
I extra barely don't know what's going on. That made sense in my head. It's 2:30. It's almost 3 a.m. for me. Shut up.
So Percy Grits knows what's going on, but
Oh no.
but can Percy communicate? Can Percy translate what's going on in a way that other people would understand what's going on? You know, Dak also knows what's going on from a business perspective, at least.
Right. But I'm not the most persuasive of halfling thieves.
Yeah.
Try.
Historically, though, Nim has the history of making people, especially law enforcement, do things that they might not otherwise do.
This is true.
So,
All right, Percy. Before he wakes up, you wanted to give me the Cliff Notes version of what's going on.
Okay. I made a deal with a very large lady to go to the Warrens to get her missing key so I can figure out what the hell's wrong with me.
Alright, that's pretty simple. So, the Warrens stole a key. Right? They stole a key. They are fugitives.
Okay.
You must apprehend.
Right.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, this is the story I'm going to sell. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
I'm
Who's
here.
currently wanted by the underground?
So Alos got that message in the newspaper, instructing him to burn down or destroy that warehouse that was storing all the phylacteries. Shay had told the party that conveniently, and this was part of her deal with Alos, that the warehouse that he has been instructed to destroy is right above the Warrens that the skeletons are hiding in. So she views it as kind of a 2-for-1. If you're looking for a way into the building, you're going this way. Maybe there's a way to take down the building from underneath, sort of a deal.
That works. Alright, so yeah, but how do we gently wake him up?
There's a Braincake. Just put the Braincake in front of him.
No. It's not smelling salts. It's a brain cake.
Do you have smelling salts?
Probably give me a second. I imagine they just go rooting around. You know, I don't know why if she would have smelling salts, but
I think that she would. I think for a few different reasons she probably would.
okay. Bring them out. Here!
Okay, so Solar suddenly snaps awake.
Blah.
Superb voice
Realistic?
acting.
The TV for the radio audio actors staring around the
Yep.
room going, what is happening here?
From strength check to critical roll, like they'll be able to say, "We knew you win."
Hey buddy, how you doing?
What?
You had a short night. Alright, so these smelling salts really aren't doing much.
There are ASMR.
He's staring
Oh my
around,
God.
he's investigating, but he's focusing around the room. He's trying to put together why he's in this space and why all these people are in front of him. Type of situation. Last thing he remembers was going to a club of some sort to do a recon mission, and my character at that point did something, and then I left. So I don't know what happened after that. So the knowledge I have of what my character did was go to said space and somehow drink a beverage when he knows not to.
Yeah. Yep. You went to the club. You were very frustrated with all the cases and the lack of information you've been getting. An especially frustrating investigation at this very bakery that you find yourself in now, with Barnabas and Percy Grits trying to explain this massive hole in the storage room. And you sat down. You went there. We talked about a house rule, the Lando rule. I know a guy. So in cases where the party feels maybe backed into a corner, you can call upon an NPC of your creation to kind of Lando your way out of this. So we were just about to Lando you, but then Solar had to go.
Solo is gonna rando this one by calling for Johnny Greenhorn.
Oh.
He's like, I look up, I look around, I start looking at all the people and go, I wish Johnny was here to help me put together this problem. That's the sentence I say.
Okay. All right. So, do we introduce another Greenhorn brother, or what do we do? So Nim has Joey Greenhorn's badge.
Yeah.
So you hear Solar kind of muttering for Greenhorn. So what do you do?
I pulled out the badge when we were at the diamond mine.
Yeah.
So now it's like I hear Greenhorn.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, start like pulling over my jacket, over my vest, so like you can't see it.
All right.
Percy goes, well, I don't think he'll be here in time. And since you deputized me and your other deputy disappeared because we probably can't trust him, maybe if we all work together, we can get through this.
I'm going to have to bring Barnabas back, aren't I? Hi again, everybody. This is Dr. Andy Wilczak. I wanted to say thanks again for taking time to listen to the show. We really appreciate it. The reason why I wanted to make Strength Check into an actual play D&D podcast, when there are so many other actual play shows out there that are probably way better than anything that I could do, is I want to draw your attention to a project that I'm a part of here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're calling it Play for Progress, and the idea is to use D&D and eventually, hopefully, probably other tabletop games to help middle school and high school kids who are struggling with mental health problems or addiction issues, or who feel alienated or isolated in some way. This part of Pennsylvania has been hit really, really hard by the opioid crisis. This part of Pennsylvania has a very high alcoholism rate. And this part of Pennsylvania is diversifying very quickly, and there are those who have capitalized on that to try to create more conflict between people. So we have a lot of kids here who are alone and who are suffering, and suffering mightily. So what we're doing, and the point of this message now, is to just let you know that we are raising money to make Play for Progress a sustainable force for good in the northeastern Pennsylvania area. If you have even $5 to spare for us, you can go to GoFundMe.com/playforprogress with hyphens between the words, so play-for-progress. And anything that you can give us will go a long way towards making us sustainable. Thank you.